This is the Boston Celtics news feed for Saturday, January 12th, 2019. Reporting from Boston, Massachusetts, I'm Corey Prescott for CLNS Media, the leading online provider of audio-video coverage of the NBA's winningest franchise. Before the Boston Celtics get back to work tonight against the Orlando Magic, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris, and Brad Stevens were able to comment on Thursday's in-game altercation between Brown and Morris. For those unaware, Morris shoved Brown on Thursday during a timeout in the second quarter of the team's 115-99 loss to the Miami Heat. The incident reportedly stemmed from a play moments before when Brown failed to get back on defense. The main theme coming from all three, Morris, Brown, and Stevens, seems to be accountability and moving on to tonight's opponent, the Orlando Magic, said Morris on the altercation. Quote, "To be a good team and the team we want to be, we have to be able to be open with each other and be able to discuss stuff that's going on the court. And if it leads to a little bumping and pushing and shoving, I mean, what is it? It's nothing. You get past that type of stuff and keep going. How do you even put yourself in the position of being able to compete for a championship if you're not open and honest with each other? I'm one of the leaders of this team, so anytime I say something, I think all I'm doing is trying to help each other, and I think Jaylen understands that. We were down and trying to fight back, so I can understand the frustration between us both." Morris also added that he and Brown moved past it after the timeout occurred during the game and are moving forward. Brown was more brief on the subject, but did say that both he and Morris have moved on as well. Said Brown, quote, "We talked about it, we moved on. Just focused on Orlando. Focused on keep playing some good basketball. We played some good basketball prior to Miami. We've got to get back to it." Brown was one of many sore spots during the team's bad defeat to the Heat, scoring 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. He also played few minutes after being removed during the aforementioned timeout. Brad Stevens believed that given that the season is 82 games long, the altercation between the two was not that big of a deal. Every team has moments like that, whether the cameras capture it or not. He also joked that it was a sign of maturity that it was Marcus Smart who was in the middle of breaking it up. Said Stevens, quote, "I looked at it as everyone else was watching Marcus, Morris, and Jaylen. How about Smart breaking it up? You guys all looked at it as a negative. I could not believe what I was seeing, so it was pretty good." There's also a game tonight in Orlando, a winnable matchup to say the least. Orlando's record sits at 17-24. They're under 500 playing at home, and they've lost 9 out of the last 12 games overall. The Magic will also be without Mo Bamba. The number 6 overall pick from last year's draft is nursing a sore left foot. The Celtics will be without Aaron Baines, who continues to work his way back from a broken hand. In other NBA news, Mavs guard JJ Barea has a torn Achilles tendon. Barea suffered the injury Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The 34-year-old Barea has been a key cog off the bench for the Mavs, averaging nearly 11 points and 6 assists in 20 minutes per game. Steph Curry made history last night for the Golden State Warriors and the NBA. In just his 10th season in the league, Curry moved into 3rd place all-time for three-point field goals made. Curry passed Jason Terry to move into sole possession of 3rd place with 2,285 three-pointers in just 655 games. Terry connected on 2,282 threes in 1,410 games. Ray Allen, who's first all-time with 2,973 three-pointers made his in 1,300 games. Reggie Miller is second all-time with 2,563 pointers in 1,389 games. Celtics Magic is one of 8 games today. Blake Griffin makes as much a way to return to LA as the Pistons and Clippers are already underway in Los Angeles. In a battle of 2 of the league's premier big men, Anthony Davis and the Pelicans square up against Karl Anthony Towns and the Timberwolves, and a few days after their wild double overtime game, the Thunder and Spurs meet again. Reminder here that today's newsfeed is brought to you by Action Heat. Action Heat makes the world's best battery-heated clothing. Heat on demand at the touch of a button. Stay toasty and warm throughout all your outdoor activities this winter. Action Heat makes the perfect holiday gift, and we've got a special deal for our listeners to save 20% off your entire order. Just go to actionheat.com/newsfeed to check out everything Action Heat has to offer. That's actionheat.com/newsfeed, or use the coupon code newsfeed at checkout to save 20%. Action Heat. Control your environment. Follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media, as well as at Celtics CLNS, and be sure to head to clnsmedia.com. Subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS mobile podcast app. This has been Corey Prescott for Celtics Newsfeed.